The Resilience Across Borders podcast is intended for education, support, and inspiration. I am not a psychologist or a medical doctor and do not offer any professional, medical, or health advice. If you are dealing with or suffering from any psychological or medical conditions, please seek help from a qualified health professional. Hello and welcome back to Resilience Across Borders podcast. I am your host, Rachid, and in today's episode, we will talk about cultivating a wise and abundant mentality as it relates to approaches to money. Money holds a significant place in our lives, whether we like it or not, impacting our well-being, impacting our choices, and impacting our future. So, developing a wise and abundant mentality around money can lead to better financial decisions and a more fulfilling life. So, we'll explore some approaches and wisdom about and around money to help you cultivate a mindset of abundance and wisdom. So, number one, practice gratitude for what you have. Example, take time each day to appreciate things you have, whether it's a roof over your head, a warm meal, a supportive friend and family. This practice can shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, fostering a sense of abundance. Number two, set clear financial goals. Example, define specific achievable financial goals, such as saving for a vacation, paying off debt, or investing in your education. Be as specific as possible. Setting clear goals can give you direction and motivate you to make wise financial decisions. And now, these days, you can automate some of this. You can automate a certain amount of money to go automatically into a certain savings or investment account, and out of sight, out of mind, because that's a human nature. That's how it works. You know, if you don't look at it, if it's not in front of you, you're probably not going to think about spending it, right? Um, Number three, live below your means. Maybe you should get familiar with that wedge principle. As you make more money, resist the urge to spend more money because you have lived with less before. When you make more money, if you take that extra money and invest it or save it instead of spending it or trying to keep up with the Joneses or play status games. So an example is, instead of spending all your income, aim to live below your means by cutting unnecessary expenses and saving or investing the difference. This practice builds financial security and helps you avoid debt, and especially paying high interest on bad debt like credit cards. You want to minimize that, and you want to save those for emergencies as much as possible. That kind of bad debt can creep up on you, and before you know it, you're just drowning in interest. Number four, educate yourself about personal finance. You can do this by reading books, by attending workshops. There's so much free information right now on all the platforms out there. Or take online courses to improve your understanding of personal finance. Learning about topics like budgeting, topics like investing and retirement planning empowers you to make informed financial decisions, and underlining informed financial decisions, not jumping into fads, not jumping into get rich quick schemes, not falling in those traps. This happens if you don't educate yourself, and you're at the mercy of the charlatans and scammers even. Number five, practice mindful spending. It's an example of this: before making a purchase, pause and ask if it aligns with your values and your priorities. Why do you really need that? Why do you really want that? Mindful spending helps you avoid impulse purchases and ensures your money is spent on things that truly matter to you. In other words, create a space between that impulse and acting on it. Not every impulse is a call to action. Number six, Embrace a long-term perspective. An example of this is instead of focusing on short-term gains, think about how your financial decisions today will impact your future. For instance, saving for retirement early can lead to greater financial security later in life. If you really have a keen interest in the result, you will have the patience to work and for this result and also to wait for it and figure out what to do in the meantime. Number 7, seek abundance in non-material wealth. An example is to recognize that wealth extends beyond money to include relationships. It includes health and personal growth and experiences. So cultivating abundance in these areas can enrich your life in meaningful ways. Number 8, practice generosity. You can do this by thinking about sharing your wealth, whether it's through donations to charity, through supporting friends in need, or volunteering your time. Time is money. If you volunteer your time, you're giving of your time. And trust me, this comes back to you many fold. Practicing generosity fosters a sense of abundance and fulfillment. So in conclusion, cultivating a wise and abundant mentality around money is about more than just financial success. It's about living a fulfilling and meaningful life. By practicing gratitude, setting clear goals, living below your means, educating yourself about personal finance, practicing mindful spending, embracing a long-term perspective, seeking abundance in non-material wealth, and practicing generosity, you can develop a mindset that promotes both financial well-being and overall happiness. Remember, money is a good servant and is a bad master. Use it and don't let it use you. Do so you can do good. As always, thank you for tuning into the Resilience Across Borders podcast. If you are enjoying this podcast and finding it helpful to you, please pick up a copy of the companion journal by yours truly, Emogym, Emoggym, on Amazon. You can follow the blog posts and new episodes as they get added at this URL at resilience.com. Remember to be kind to yourself and others and stay resilient.